Hello everyone, welcome back to the series where I teach you how to skimboard and allow you to take your riding to the next level. In this episode, I'm going to teach you how to get out to a wave using the planing technique and also when and how to pump on your skimboard. So let's get right into it. Here at my house, I love doing it at my desk because I get to go into past footage and break down what I'm doing in order for you guys to realize and understand why I'm doing this in a certain scenario while I'm riding a wave. In this session, me and Jack Enright, he's a good buddy of mine that lives in San Diego, amazing filmer. I knew the Swell was going to be perfect for 10th Street. And goes to show it was. So let's start out with the planing technique. Planing is used to maintain your speed while you're sliding out to the wave you're trying to catch. I use this technique 95% of the time I try to get out to a wave. The only time it will not work is if there is a bunch of turbulence. When you're transitioning from sand to water, right? You're pointing your nose straight. You're leaning back, you get on top of the water, and then you shift your board sideways with your back foot. So you might be asking yourself, where do I put my feet when I'm planing out to a wave? You wanna put your back foot right here, and you wanna put your front foot right here. This is because the surface area of your board slides out, so none of this, I don't know. Honestly, it just works and my board is correct right there. Okay, anyways, just listen to me and trust me. When you're about to wrap the wave and catch it, you want to slide your back foot back to the kicker of the traction pad and your front foot will pretty much stay the same. Here's a quick tip on how to wrap a wave. Most people think that you need to be leaning super far back in order to maneuver your board, which is completely false. I use the majority of my front foot when wrapping a wave. Using your front foot also helps you maintain your speed throughout the wrapping maneuver. I ultimately use my back foot to slide and shift the board and use my front foot as pressure and directional movement. So pointing your nose is front foot and sliding your board is back foot. Here I throw my shoulders back to shore and my hips, and then I bend my knees, stay balanced, and ride the wave on that right back rail. To wrap up the planing technique section, you really want to use it when it's super flat water and it's glassy and there's not much water getting thrown around. You don't want to be straight-legged and you don't want to be super bent down. You just want to have a nice squatting stance and putting I'd say 50% pressure on your board, and then right when you shift your board and you're about to wrap the wave, that's when you put your foot back, keep some weight on your front foot and do your wrapping technique and catch a wave. So a huge factor in skimboarding is the running. This is where all your speed is generated from, and the planing technique is only to maintain your momentum from running. It's hard for people to be sprinting and time the wave of when to drop your board and get onto it. Practice timing the wave with your sprinting. So you want to be running as fast as you can with your board and dropping it efficiently and getting out to that wave using the planing technique with the most amount of speed possible. It's really hard for people to do this because one, they're scared of the board, they're scared to drop the board, and three, they're scared to get onto the board, and four, they're scared to be going fast on their skimboard. But if you really want to catch a wave and you really want to get out far, you really need to practice getting used to running fast with your skimboard. So key factors in this section: run really fast, maintain your speed, and 3, shred the gnar. Sheesh. All right, so here's a clip of me riding a sider. This is when I use the pumping technique the most, due to the fact that you are on top of the water longer than when you're planing out to a wave. I don't know, it's 2 seconds while you're planing, and then you shift your board back, and then you wrap the wave and catch it. With riding a sider, you're on top of the water way longer. So here I'm kind of planing out to this, and then right here, it's a full-on dead spot. You can see how the wave's not even like formed yet because I got to it early. So here I'm like, holy crap, if I don't pump, I'm going to sink. So the pumping technique is only used for you to not sink. It's rarely used to generate speed. I pump about 5 times, and then on my last pump, I throw my board back to the sider, and then I just do a little spray and ride it back and put pressure on my board in order for me to ride back to shore. So let's go to this clip where I use both techniques. I plane and I pump out to a sider. I run, I water drop. I use the technique of putting my back foot first and the front foot after. This is because if you do that, you're less likely to nosedive while you're getting on top of your board. So here I'm planing out. See where my feet are? They're pretty close together, and I'm in a nice squatted position, and I'm putting pressure on the board. Right when I bolt off or catch the sider, this is a really important part, because if I don't start pumping, and right there, right when I push down like that, if I don't do more pumps, then I'll just nosedive or just simply sink. So see how I'm just barely pumping? A lot of people, they push their back foot super far into the water, and then they stomp down onto their front foot. With your foot placement, you wanna put your back foot right here, and you wanna put your front foot towards the nose of the board right here. You wanna lightly push down on your back foot. This will bring your nose up, and then you wanna push down on your front foot. So it's more of like a seesaw. Make sure you're not putting your back foot super far back. Most people do this, and it makes your nose lift up too far, and that's gonna make you actually lose speed. You wanna put 30% pressure on your back foot to lift up the board, and then 50% pressure on your front foot to push down on the board. A useful way to practice the pumping technique is just to try to run as fast as you can and slide out on the water, and then just try to pump and practice that up and down technique to see how long you can stay on top of the water. To wrap up this video, I want to go over the do nots. So let's start with the planing technique. Do not start planing when you first get on your board and there's a bunch of turbulence from the crashing wave. Wait till the water is flat. This is because you won't catch a rail. Do not put your back foot all the way back on your board. This will make your board stop and push water out, and it will not keep you afloat on the water. Do not put extreme pressure on your front foot when pumping. You just want to do light taps and just like be kind of light on your feet. Being heavy footed is not a good thing while you're pumping. Thank you guys for watching this video on how to plane and pump on a skimboard. I appreciate you guys leaving a comment on what types of videos you'd like to see next. Leave a like as well, and share this video with your dog. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Got the weight of the world. As you sleep, I'll regret everything. I can't breathe. I've